guys, it is Tanya and welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another speed build and to another installment of the Squish. So for the last couple of weeks, I've been thinking about how it's been a while since I have built anything in Sulani and this world is stunning. Oh my goodness. And I feel like it's just so bright and cheery and I really wanted to use some of the things from Island Living and build in this world. So that's what we're doing here today. So of course, I jumped online and was looking up some inspiration pics for something fun to build here. And I kept coming across these little homes on the water that were partially indoor and partially outdoor. So that's what I did here today. I experimented a lot. And so you can kind of see the bottom half of this house doesn't really have very many walls. And it's going to stay like that. We're going to add some windows and stuff to it, some columns. And then upstairs is entirely closed off because that's where the bedroom and the bathroom are going to be. This build was so much fun because it's so different than like my typical suburban homes or apartments or what have you. It was fun to look at some reference pictures and kind of go wild from there, just experimenting and playing around with the tools in The Sims 4 without a clear vision, I suppose. I really like experimenting in the game like that, so hopefully you guys like the way this did come out. We're just adding a balcony out back right now. We're going to be using some metal fencing from Get to Work. I kind of like how that mixed together with the more natural wood that came with this pack and then the metal against it. I like mixing materials like that sometimes. But I thought it was important to have some outdoor space up there as well as a way to get to the upstairs because I didn't want to sacrifice any of the space that was under the first floor that, you know, is covered and shaded from the elements with a staircase. So the staircase is outside leading to that balcony. Granted, half this house is outside anyway, so it's not that big of a deal. But we are messing around with the roof here. It does have two parts so that it has like the main slope and then like a bump on top. And then we use a couple of roof pieces to make it look a little bit more interesting. And you'll see a lot of it changed because I changed my mind about how high the foundation is going to be. I also moved this tree and I was very excited about it. This tree goes under the steps. It like wraps around the steps and I think it looks so cool. So hopefully you guys like that too. I mean, it's just a tree, but the little things that get you all excited, and this is one of them. I'm moving the tree right there right now, and I just think it looks really cool. It's like the stairs were built around the tree, so quite liked that. And then we were struggling to figure out where to put the stairs here, and they end up being kind of facing the other stairs off to the side. I wasn't originally planning to have them go that way, but it's how it worked out in the end, and everything should be perfectly functional. There is not a stove. I put a barbecue grill instead, but you could definitely swap that out and have a fully functional kitchen in that regard. I also did consider making this an off-the-grid home before I got to the point where I was furnishing it, and I was like, no, I don't want it to be that. And I feel like this could be somebody's house, or this could be a vacation home, or both. So it's up to you what you guys think. I didn't really think about what sim might live here. I do include a place to lay down and sunbathe. There's barbecue areas, there's a guitar, and there is an easel. So definitely some creatives could live here or visit here, or just really anybody. But this is one of my favorite parts of this whole place. The bathroom is open, and I don't know why that made me so excited. I guess because it's different. I don't do these kind of bathrooms very often, and I really like the style of it. And since it's such a private little place on the edge of the water, nobody's gonna see you. Like, you don't need any kind of extra privacy here, and I thought it was really pretty. So I used this sink from Jungle Adventure. I thought this mirror from Outdoor Retreat worked really well. And the shower area, there's just something about it. And like the little tiling I put in the corner, it just looks so good to me. I was so excited about it. I don't know if anyone else gets excited about things like that when they work out better than you're thinking they're going to, but that I was really happy with how that did end up in the end. But over here, we're just going to be putting a dresser and a mirror sticking out of it. So you have your whole dresser mirror section. I almost called it a vanity, but it's not really what it is. But I guess it is. Your makeshift vanity. And one of these pretty plants that did come with Island Living as well. And just a couple of decorations. I think we're going to hang a tapestry on the wall. And yeah, I was just trying to use a lot of the stuff that came with Island Living. I feel like this is such a pretty and happy pack. I don't know, something about Island Living makes me so happy. I guess because it's so bright and it's summery and the water and the colors are so vibrant. It's so nice, especially because right now it's spring here and doesn't quite look like spring yet. It's really sad and gray and dreary outside. Some days it's still pretty cold, and then the whole world is kind of sad and dreary right now. So I feel like Sulani just makes me happy. So it was fun to build here, and maybe I'll do some more building here sometime soon. Let me know what you guys think about that, or if there's any particular ideas you do have. But yeah, we're just adding another decoration over here, this pretty painting of basically what you see out your window. I thought that was really nice. And of course, I had to add the little VIP bucket next to the bed as well. I thought that was a nice addition, especially if we were going on the idea that this was a vacation home. Maybe you come here just in the summertime. I thought that was nice. And we are now downstairs moving on into the kitchen space. As you can see, we have a giant grill down here, and I thought that was nice and a little bit different. And I do use these counters that did come with Island Living. We have just like a generic looking fridge. I thought some of the fancier ones looked a little out of place outside for some reason. So that's why I didn't update that. But you could definitely change it out for whatever you'd like if you guys download this build. And if you guys would like to download this build, it is available on the Sims 4 gallery if you search Gryphi, which is my origin ID, or the hashtag MsGryphi. I'll put all of that information in the description down below, as well as a direct download link to the gallery website if you find it easier to download it that way. It was really interesting trying to build a kitchen in an outdoor space without proper walls, and that was on a diagonal. So this is what I came up with. It's an interesting space. Also, I wanted to have a little bit of a like seating area, so we do have one sofa over here, and we'll be adding a coffee table as well, but it's not like a huge entertaining space on this area. I think you'd probably want to hang out on the sandy areas, maybe add some other stuff out there. I do end up adding a picnic table, and there's one of like the ground barbecue area campfires that came with this pack. So there's definitely spaces to hang out here. It's not a big space. It's not big at all because, like I said, this was inspired by a bunch of pictures I found online, vaguely inspired, but they were all very small. So I really wanted to capture that, and I figured you guys wouldn't have a problem with that because we are the Squish Squad here, and I just love building tiny houses. I don't think I labeled this one as the tiny house though. I didn't make it a tiny house residential, so I actually don't know how big it is. Hopefully it fits within there. If not, I mean, it's not that big of a deal. I think I have it uploaded as a regular residential lot because I wasn't going into this thinking, I'm going to build a tiny house today. I was just like, I want to build something cool in Sulani, and it just happens to be fairly small. So I'm thinking it's definitely not a micro home. I think it's probably tier 3, maybe tier 2, but it's not a tier 1 like at all. It's not happening. There's no way this is a micro home. I think I got those correct. I get it confused with like tier 1 and tier 3, which one's the big one, which one's the small one, but it's not a micro home. It could be a small home. It might be a tiny house. I'm not sure. But we're just adding lots of curtains throughout, adding a little bit more personality and making it a little bit more closed off. I think it would be so pretty if those curtains kind of worked with the mechanic of like the wind blowing. Could you imagine how nice that would look in real life? Oh my goodness. Anyway, just getting some more landscaping. I don't know how realistic it is to have some greenery growing in the water like that, but I liked how it looked and it's The Sims, so I placed it down. And I just had fun landscaping this lot. It's not overly complicated, but there's just something about this build that was so fun. It's probably just because it's, let me think. Is it an octagon? Yeah, it's an octagon. When do I build an octagon as a build? Today I did. And I think that's something that just made it stand out to me and was more fun. It was definitely a little bit more of a challenge. I don't just have a bunch of rectangles like I typically do. So yeah, there's that picnic table I had mentioned. I used the one that matched the swatch of most of the building and that has a little bit of red on it because I used some red flowers throughout as well. And I think we're going to be changing the roof color in a little bit. I went back and forth so many times, so I'm not actually even sure which one I ended up leaving it on, but you'll see that momentarily. But we're just adding that giant fork and spoon in the kitchen and some lights outside to light up the exterior. though the one that's by the stairs on the balcony I end up deleting later because it made it so your Sims couldn't walk up there. So it is missing a light on one side of the build, but I think it looks really nice overall. So hopefully you guys do like it too. And with that, we're going to be heading on into screenshots here momentarily. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. You can also subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And if you click that bell, it'll turn on notifications so you'll be notified of every single time I upload a new video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please stay safe, and I will see you all soon. Bye, everybody.